Imagine, in the history of the world, there is a king who reigned for only a few years, did not conquer any large empires, and did not win any famous wars. Yet today, almost every person in the world knows his name. His golden mask is one of the most recognizable symbols in history, and the discovery of his tomb is called the greatest event of the century in archaeology. Who was this mysterious king? Why is his name still spoken with respect and wonder after thousands of years? Today we will know the incredible story of the teenage pharaoh Tutankhamun, a story that includes royal power, religious change, priceless treasures, mysterious death, and a tomb that shocked the whole world. The story begins about 3,500 years ago in ancient Egypt. At that time, one of the most powerful civilizations in the world developed on the banks of the Nile River. At that time, a prince was born, named Tutankhamun. It is believed that he was the son of Pharaoh Akhenaten. Akhenaten was an exceptional ruler. He tried to introduce the worship of the sun god Aten instead of the many gods of Egypt. This created dissatisfaction among the priests and the common people. At a very young age, Tutankhamun grew up in the complex politics of the royal family. In an irony of fate, he was enthroned as the pharaoh of Egypt at the age of only 8 or 9. It was not possible for him to manage a vast empire at such a young age. Therefore, only experienced advisors, generals, and high-ranking officials of the state made important administrative decisions. A major change came to his life shortly after becoming pharaoh. On the advice of the royal family and priests, he changed his name from Tutankhaten to Tutankhamun. This name means living image of the god Amun. The name change suggests that Egypt is returning to its previous traditional religion. Temples that had been closed for a long time were reopened, the priests regained power, and the common people also started worshipping the old gods. Tutankhamun's personal life was also royal. He married Ankhesenamun, who was a member of the royal family. However, although their marriage was happy, there was no living heir. Later, the mummies of 2 dead baby girls were also found in his tomb. Researchers believe that they were probably his children. There is no history of any major wars during his reign. Rather, he focused on restoring stability to the country. The main features of his rule were the renovation of damaged temples, restoration of religious unity, and establishment of administrative order. Although most of these works were completed with the help of his advisors, but fate had something else in store for him. He died suddenly at the age of just 18 or 19. Why did a healthy king die at such a young age is a question that still puzzles historians. It was once thought that he was murdered. Later, modern CT scans and DNA analysis revealed that he was suffering from some congenital physical problems. Signs of serious injuries were also found on his legs. According to many researchers, his death could have been caused by a combination of a leg injury and malaria infection. However, the cause of death is still unknown. After his death, he was buried in a tomb in the Valley of the Kings. Surprisingly, his tomb was not very large. Perhaps because of his untimely death, the tomb had to be prepared quickly. But no one could have imagined that thousands of years later, this tomb would make him the most famous pharaoh in the world. Time passed. One dynasty after another came and went. Tutankhamun's tomb was buried under the sands of the desert. For centuries, people almost forgot his name. Then came the year 1922. British archaeologist Howard Carter found a sealed entrance to the Valley of the Kings after years of searching. When he opened the door and looked inside, his patron Lord Carnarvon asked, "What do you see?" Carter's famous answer was, "Yes, I see all sorts of wonderful things." What was found inside the tomb shocked the whole world. There were coffins of pure gold, extraordinarily beautiful gold masks, royal thrones, ornaments, precious stones, chariots, weapons, furniture, clothing, and thousands of items of daily life. In total, more than 5,000 artifacts were recovered. Most of these were almost intact, because it was not completely looted like many other pharaohs' tombs. Tutankhamun's golden mask in particular caused a stir around the world. This mask, made of about 11 kilograms of gold, is not only a work of art, it is also ancient. It is an invaluable symbol of Egyptian civilization. Even today, it is one of the most famous artifacts in the world. Another mystery spread after the discovery of the tomb. As several people died within a short period of time, various stories about the curse of the pharaoh were published in the newspapers. Many began to believe that a curse had descended upon those who opened the tomb. Although modern research has not found any scientific evidence for this claim, this legend makes Tutankhamun even more mysterious. Today, historians agree that Tutankhamun was not famous for his military prowess or his long reign. He is famous because his tomb preserved invaluable information about the life, art, religion, technology, and royal traditions of ancient Egypt. If his tomb had not been discovered intact, he might have been forgotten like countless other young pharaohs in history. The story of Tutankhamun teaches us an important lesson. You don't always have to be the most powerful or longest-serving ruler to be immortalized in history. Sometimes history immortalizes a person through an event that occurs thousands of years after his death. That is why even today, Tutankhamun's name is spoken with awe, and his golden mask stands before the world as one of the most valuable heritages of human civilization.